Hi, I'm Sandy Nelson. I'm a local realtor here in Olympia, Washington, and I have a few tips for you on how to select your new realtor. The first thing I would recommend all people do is ask their friends and colleagues and family members, if they have them in the area, if they have worked with a realtor in the past that they could recommend. I think referrals are always better than just going through the yellow pages. Once you get several recommendations, you would definitely want to Google that person. It's never a bad idea to find out what's on the internet. You might find articles written by that realtor or recommendations by that realtor. Just do a little bit of homework. Also check that the real estate agent is an actual realtor. Believe it or not, there's a difference between a real estate licensee and a realtor, and I can get into that in another segment. Once you have identified one, two, or even three people, ask them for references. Don't be shy. They can get you in touch with previous buyers or sellers, and you really should call them or email them and ask what their experience was like. Another thing I think is important is that you work with a professional who works at their job full-time. There are some real estate professionals who have full-time jobs and kind of moonlight as a realtor at night. And I think a concern with that is that it's a very time-intensive thing to help someone find a house. Often there are deadlines attached to writing offers, and I'm sure you will be busy with moving and work. You would need someone who's available for you when you are ready to go, and it will be difficult if you're working with a part-time agent to have them be available for you. So ask them, are you a full-time real estate agent? You also want to check if that agent has a website and if that is easy for you to manage, because your agent isn't always going to be available, and you want to be able to look for homes on their website, find answers to questions on their website, and maybe even interact with them on their website. So again, Google them and find their web address. One thing I don't recommend is, if you don't have a referral, that you go just to any national brokerage and look through their roster of agents and just pick one who looks the nicest. I just don't think that's the best approach. And to tell you the truth, often the pictures don't really look like the real person to begin with. So do your homework, get referrals, Google the person. Once you've selected a few agents that you think you could work with, ask each of them one important question, and that is, do you practice dual agency? Let me explain what dual agency means. If the agent represents the buyer and the seller at the same time in the same transaction, that's dual agency. And although that might seem like that's an uncomplicated transaction because you only have one middleman, you have to ask yourself, whose best interest is that agent protecting? And it's difficult in price negotiations to represent both parties equally. You want an agent who works exclusively for you. So if you're out looking for homes, you want a buyer's agent who represents only your best interest, who fights to get you the best terms on the contract, to fight to get you the best price on the home. So find out in advance, when you meet an agent, how do you practice dual agency? What would happen if I wanted to buy a home that you have listed and whose seller you represent? Find out what they say about that. Thank you so much.